So lists are blocks of content that display in an orderly fashion. And there are two types of lists that we're going to talk about in this video. Unordered lists are lists that are not ordered. They're also called bulleted lists. And the way you write them in HTML is you write UL for unordered list, and you close your list. And then you write LI for list or list item. And then you say, this is my list item. And then you can write as many list items as you want. Oranges, apples. And then when you view it, it's a bulleted list. So this is an unordered list. This means that the list doesn't have to be in a specific order. It's best for things that are showing up with a bullet or an icon at the front, rather than a specific number. The other type of list there is the ordered list. In an ordered list, you do the same thing, only instead of UL, you write OL. So I'm going to change this to OL. And when I preview it, now it's changed to 1, 2, 3, 4. Unordered lists and ordered lists, or bulleted and numbered lists, are really easy to use because they use the same tags. The only difference is the container tag, OL versus UL. But then you can come in and style them. We have an OL list here, so we're going to style it with the OL property in my style sheet. And as you can see, I have my style sheet here. I'm going to put my OL property selector here, and I'm going to give it a list style type. Now there are a lot of different list style types you can choose. Armenian is a numbering. CJK is, I believe, an Asian numbering system. There's decimal, which is what the default is. Decimal with leading 0, Georgian, etc. I'm going to choose lower alpha, which will give us, instead of 1, 2, 3, it'll say ABC. So when we preview, ABC. Again, you can change that to any value that you want to get the list style type that you want. There's lots of different numbering systems. Another one that I use a lot, Upper Roman, to get Roman numerals. Make your page look very formal. Then if we change it to a UL, you can do the same thing. You can style your ULs, change it to an unordered list, add a UL style, and again, we can do a list style type. There are lots and lots of choices. For bullets, there are things like circles. Circles are little donuts that appear instead of the bullets. The bullet is the default, and that's called a disk. That's our default. And as you can see, there's lots and lots more. But one of the things, you can actually do a square. That's fun. Little squares instead of little circles. But one of the things a lot of people don't realize is that, yes, it's an unordered list down here, but you can actually change it to be numbered if you want. I can say upper alpha, and suddenly it's an ordered list on the page. Now, I usually use this in the other direction. So I change ordered lists, OL, to make them appear to be bulleted lists, disk. And I do this because that gives the ordered list a semantic value, or it's clear in the code in the HTML that this is an ordered list, 1, 2, 3, that they have to come in this order. But in terms of display, it's not as important that the people reading the page realize that it has to be in that specific order. So I'm making a bulleted list just to make it nice. The other thing you're going to use a lot is when you're creating your navigation. Most people create their navigation with the nav tag, and then they create an unordered list and an anchor link to say this is a link. And I'll put a couple in. And I'm going to close my list. Of course, if you preview it, my list still has the style of ABC, but it's navigation, so you don't actually want your navigation to have those kind of styles. You don't want bullets on it, you don't want numbers on your navigation most of the time. So I'm going to say that any UL that's inside of a nav icon should have a list style type of none. Then when you have your navigation, as you can see, my navigation is now home, about, contact, but there's no bullet in front of it. And as you'll find in later videos, there are lots of ways you can actually style this more to get a navigation that's even prettier. You can have background colors and spacing between the links and so on. But this gives you a semantic list. It's a list of links, which is basically what navigation is, but it doesn't have the bullets, and so you can style it to make it look correct on your website. And that's how you use ordered and unordered lists.